morning, everyone. I'm Barry Floyd, peer wellness coach with Ridgeview Behavioral Health Services. Thank you for joining us today. I'm taking over for Michael today to introduce this gentleman sitting to my left, Brandon Smith. He is our new peer wellness coach, making a team of peer wellness coaches within Ridgeview. Brandon, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
So tell us who Brandon is.
So as Barry said, I'm a peer wellness coach. I grew up in Scott County, Oneida, went to Oneida High School, graduated in 2013, did some sports, some weightlifting, and then my mom was a PE teacher, which got me interested in physical education. So then I went to college, a few different colleges, bounced around, but ended up at ETSU and graduated in 2019 with a degree in physical education. And then January of 2020, I got a job as a virtual health coach and was kind of putting that knowledge to use. And then COVID kind of messed a lot of things up, and it was hard to break into the field, but I did a little personal training a couple years ago, and then found my way here and have been trying to continue to use that knowledge.
Right. So how hard was it being a personal trainer and doing it virtual? How hard was that to do?
It was a little hard not being able to see people's faces, not actually see the progress they were making. And it was an interesting setup where I never got to talk to the same person more than one time. So I would follow up with them, and they previously had another coach. We would go through all of the check-in steps and goals that they wanted to work on in the future, and then I never really got to see if they were accomplishing those goals. It was on to a new member after that. So it was all over the phone and on the computer, and there really were no follow-ups with the same clients, which did make it hard.
Okay. And what brought you to Ridgeview?
I found Ridgeview by accident, actually. I was looking for personal training jobs, health coach jobs, and saw the peer wellness coach position and was not even aware of what Ridgeview was, so I had no idea that it was a behavioral health service. And I was kind of expecting more like a personal training role within the facility, and it kind of has done a 180. There is some coaching involved when we do one-on-one sessions, but teaching the groups, leading the workshops, that was all kind of new to me, so it's been fresh and exciting. Not exactly what I expected, but things have been going well.
Right. And you started with us in October, correct?
Yes, I believe October 17th.
Okay. And since October, how has things sort of changed for you, knowing what the job is to what you expected?
I've just had to reshape my way of thinking. Like I said, I thought it would be a lot of one-on-ones, and we do some one-on-one coaching sessions each week, but the group aspect was very new to me, so I'm not really a big public speaker, so I had to really rework my way of thinking into doing some public speaking and being comfortable in those bigger groups, and I feel like it's been going well.
Yeah, and that's lucky to have somebody like me that just has been doing it to sort of help you understand that it's a group dynamic and doing it that way.
Right, and yeah, you've been a big help, and the group dynamic with two of us makes it a little easier to bounce ideas off of each other or pick up where the other one left off, that kind of thing. So it's been good to have that tandem.
Right. During your education, you said you went to ETSU. Okay. With your education piece, what drove you into physical education?
Mostly my mom, also a couple of coaches that I had in high school. We had all of the weightlifting going on within the sports, and that kept me out of trouble because I grew up in a small town, and that's what a lot of people do is get in trouble if they don't have extra curriculars going on. So I did the sports, did the weightlifting in the off season. That kept me interested in doing some working out and staying in shape myself after I graduated, which I feel like is hard for a lot of people. And then with my mom being a PE teacher, there was always that piece of wanting to help other people accomplish their goals and get in shape and understand what physical education is as well. So mostly some coaches that I had, and then my mom pushed me in that direction, and it kind of seamlessly fell into place after that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty interesting. And what does Brandon do to relax?
A little bit of everything. I love to relax, so reading, watching movies. I like to write poetry. Just hanging out with friends and family. Really anything that just takes my mind off of everything else that's going on.
Okay. You recently completed certified peer recovery, your first part, becoming a certified peer recovery specialist.
Mm-hmm.
How was that training?
Oh, it was wonderful. We had 2 great facilitators. I believe we had 17 peers who were also trying to get their certification. And through the role play and the lectures, I learned a whole lot. We did some motivational interviewing. We got to share our stories. 10 or 15 of us even started a group chat when it was over to stay in touch and just keep each other updated on what's going on professionally and personally. And so I believe I spoke to the group a couple of days ago, was the last that we talked, and everybody seems to be going well. Somebody celebrated their sober birthday, and
awesome.
We just provided support and feedback for that, and it was a really good class, and it's continuing after the class is over to affect me and have a part of my life. So,
and I have to agree with you on the part of the need for the follow-on care from doing a course like that, because you're in a class with these folks for a solid week.
Yeah.
You're learning their story, they're learning your story. It helped me, I don't know about you, but it helped me to really understand what a peer was.
Yes. It was nice to know that there were people who, even if they didn't have the exact same story as you, they have lived through similar things, or they at least understand being the peer, knowing that everybody's going through their own struggles and you're going through struggles, and you can just come together and work that out. And not that everybody in the world isn't going through things, but some of us with the addiction piece or the mental health piece are going through things that everybody else isn't going through, and just understanding that struggle, having that common ground made the week go by super fast.
Right. And what was the biggest thing you took away from that course?
Definitely listen and be supportive. You don't always have to have something to say, and sometimes you end up saying the wrong thing because you try to fill that space, and it's not what the person needs at the time. They just need that listening ear and that supportive, understanding person to be by them.
Right. And I think for me, working here at Ridgeview and being in the psychosocial side of it before I moved into the peer wellness piece, it helped me a little bit more to understand that we got to meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
Where do you meet people? Where do you meet people at when, say, you're getting ready to do a group and someone wanted to talk?
Like you said, meet them where they're at, meet them halfway. You may not understand what they're going through, but you can be supportive, you can be understanding. Just let them know that they're not alone. Don't try to have all of the answers. There was a man in the class who had a really great quote, and I'm probably butchering it, but it said something like, "I'm here to answer questions, but I don't have all of the answers."
That's a pretty powerful statement. Got some questions for you. I'm going to call it Michael's Rapid Fire, because this is how he broke me in on my first time.
I'll try to have some answers.
Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay. Fast forward where you envision yourself and a humongo, I read the wrong one. If you could travel back in time, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
Be more prepared. Don't procrastinate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Which karaoke go-to song?
Oh, I don't do karaoke.
Neither did I, but I had to come up with one.
Go-to song, though, man, that's a hard one. Maybe 3 a.m. by Matchbox 20.
Okay. All right. And last one, since you said you're a book reader, what one book would you recommend?
Ooh, one book.
Because you mentioned you were a reader.
Yeah, it's hard to pick one book though. I read series, so well, okay, if I had to pick one book, there's this book called The 100th Man. It's a detective novel. It's a book of a series of 13, but the first one is very good. So I would recommend The 100th Man.
Okay. I brought some stuff that I want to share with the audience that is a healthy snack, and it's one that we've spoken about this week in our groups. It's called turkey roll-ups.
Okay.
You want, as I'm getting things prepared, if you want to talk about the importance of healthy snacks for me, and I'll put this together and we'll show them how to do it.
Okay. Yeah, so with healthy snacking, it's the same as healthy eating in general. You want to make sure you have a good balance of all of your macronutrients, your fat, your protein, your carbs. Snacking is where it tends to get away from us, I think. So you might have all of your healthy meals planned and you're doing your meal prepping and you've cooked healthy and you've got everything in your pantry and your refrigerator that's healthy for you, and then the snacks kind of sneak up on you and you don't always grab something healthy. That's where we grab our little Debbie cakes or our chocolate bars, that
Guilty.
kind of thing. And so preparing a healthy snack, I think, just helps you get over those little humps in the day.
Okay. So, this was both of our favorites when we discussed it this week. What would you, because I brought cucumber, so what would you recommend to go in with this besides the turkey, the cheese, and the cucumber I brought? What would you recommend to go into it as well?
Oh, there are a ton of things you can put on there. I'm personally a fan of mustard and pickles, and those both have no calories, so that's always an easy way to add a little extra flavor and not add to your calorie intake. I love peppers and onions, so maybe something like that. Make it more of a fajita style roll up. Really, your favorite vegetable, your favorite kind of cheese, you can't go wrong there.
And with this, is it advisable to sort of make them ahead so you got them already made, or just make them fresh like I'm doing here?
Well, you can make them as you go if you have all the stuff with you. I mean, it looks like you brought everything in individual bags, so that's something that you could also prep and take with you, and it would be easy to make whenever you're ready. But it seems like it's super simple, so taking 3 or 4 to go will just get you through the day, and you don't have to take that extra time out.
Right, because what I'm using is turkey, cheddar cheese, and little, these are the only cucumbers I had at home, or they would be sliced. So these are little cubed cucumbers, and you can do, like Brandon said, you can do tomatoes, peppers, and stuff like that. So if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, they had these wonderful things called fruit roll-ups. That's basically what you're doing. This is pretty thick because I don't have the sliced cucumber, but that's pretty much what you're ending up with. And yes, I purposely got 3 slices, so I'm gonna have one after we get done. And it's one of them of each time just a healthy snack, just to grab and go. I want to thank you for joining us today. If you can find us on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.